Oh, so don't leave Puerto Rico. Stay here,
Stay
huh?
here. Do the best you can. Stay here.
It's better.
And they have a lot of opportunity. Though.
Really?
They have a lot of opportunity. If you look, they have a lot of opportunity for younger people to advance.
And you moved 85 at 85. You moved here. Wow. So that's what I plan on doing. Thank you so much. I'll probably see you again.
Okay. Every time I ask for Uber, they say you.
Yeah. Thanks for the positive attitude.
Thank you, darling.
All right. Take care.
Let me see if I find these people. I don't know where I'm going.
Yeah, just
They said the store right here.
go over there. Yeah.
That's right. Thanks a lot.
All right. Take care. What's up? So, I just want to share the lady that I picked up over there. She is 87 years old, okay? And she gave me some pearls of wisdom. She said that she lived in New York her whole life, and she was born and raised here. At 10 years old, she moved to New York, and then she stayed there until she turned 85, and then she came to Puerto Rico. And I said, so what level of happiness has your happiness improved since you moved here? She says she's so much happier here in Puerto Rico. I said, what are some downfalls? She said the only thing is that the doctor's appointment. When you want to make an appointment, you gotta wait 3 months. But even at her age 87, she said that's not a big problem. Because she said that she's like. And I did ask her, I said, you know what, I've always wondered, people tell me, like, you need to find a partner when you get old, so there's someone that could help you. So she said that she, she doesn't need a partner. She's happy. That assumption that people need to have a partner when they get old, And that's another thing. A lot of women don't really need a man, and you think today's generation women are like they're not the same. Well, this is an old school lady, and she's like, she don't need a man. Well, she said she was married and it didn't work out, so but I said, are you happy? Like, do you want to have a man at your age? She's like, no, I love my life. So and that's another thing too. A lot of guys probably have a hard time even finding a woman, because a lot of women out there don't even want to be with a man, and then those single women that have kids, they tell their kids, you don't need a man, and so the domino effect happens, but the wisdom that I've learned from an 87-year-old lady is, her heart was set to live in Puerto Rico. She said even 22 years ago, but she had to take care of, some family situations. So if you plan on retiring in Puerto Rico, I'd say do it. What I plan on doing is, getting a multiplex home here, and then, renting out the others. And so that's like my long-term plan, you know what I mean? Even though I live here, but, I'm going to be working in the States to, make some more money and eventually build my retirement here. And if I find someone, a partner, good. If I don't, that's fine too. So, don't put your happiness on pause, because, you won't be happy until you find the love of your life. You know what I mean? They say when you're married, you want to be single. When you're single, you want to be married. She's a skinny lady, but also she has type 2 diabetes. So get your blood checked, because you know what I mean, you might have, you might be pre-diabetic and you're not taking care of your health. Your health is wealth. So she's healthy, but she's got type 2 diabetes. She did say that her arthritis started kicking in when she moved to Puerto Rico, probably because the cold weather to the warm weather, it changed. But she didn't have arthritis in New York, but in Puerto Rico it started kicking in. So that was interesting. But yeah, take care of your health, because I told her, at your age, you seem pretty healthy for 87. You're alive and kicking. You know, a lot of people in their 70s and 80s, you know, they're all crippled, and you know, they're just waiting to die because their health is that bad. You know, you don't want to live the end of your life, you know, to like just wait to die because you're in so much pain, you know. So anyway, just sharing my thoughts, and stay tuned for my next interview.